All right. Very pleasant good morning, everybody. Once again, good to be with you here on the Defo Show. Jeff DeForest, we got Mike Louie Lubitz. It's a Wednesday, so we go old school later on with Tony Segreto, legendary South Florida broadcaster and internationally acclaimed broadcaster as well, the great Tony Segreto. That's brought to you by Texas Roadhouse Restaurants, which Louie and I, just before we came on, that used to bother me a little bit when guys would begin a show and say, well, we were talking about it before the show, before you guys interrupted our day and made us perform. But we were just marveling, actually, when we were talking about Ed Garcia going to be joining us later on. It is amazing in today's economy where I have relegated my dining out almost exclusively to happy hour activity.
That's smart, actually. It's smart.
All right, so you can tank down a couple extra drinks and usually get something. I mean, a lot of these places are doing a hell of a job with this. Many of them are cut off at 6. I've never seen anything really cut off any earlier than that, Lubie. I don't know. It's usually like 4 to 6 would be typical. 4 to 7 is fairly common also. And
Yes.
that's one I like because I like to position it so that I'm at some kind of happy hour with my friends there, and then we go and catch, as we did last night at the fabled Tipperary pub, some live music, which was a lot of fun. Strange arrangement of people in there, Louie. I don't know. Have you ever been to the Tipperary pub? In
Oh, I've heard you guys talk about it. I've never been.
what is it? Is it Lighthouse Point? Is that where it'd be? Cove
think
Shopping
so.
Center? Yeah.
Or Deerfield. It might be Deerfield.
It's just so bizarre. I love it. I absolutely do. You walk in there, and at first you're thinking you're in some bleep hole bar in New Orleans selling French fries. You're wondering if it's going to be the old codgers with the tubas and the trombones, or is it going to be some hip, sharp guitar player that's going to be part of the house band that night? And yeah, so it's a lot of fun. But the happy hour is almost a necessity if you're operating on any kind of a budget these days. And yet, Texas Roadhouse somehow, I don't know. I know they had their own cattle arrangement, and they do all kinds of stuff in a huge volume because of the number of stores that they have. But yeah, they're serving like a $50 steak for $32 with 2 sides and all kinds of other accompaniments. So and great atmosphere, service, and really good attention to detail that they have there. I mean, if you order a steak and it's not cooked properly, you don't have to sit there and bring your attorney. You don't have to call like Alan Dershowitz with the manager to go, oh, yeah, you know what? If you don't treat my client right, guess what? I have a direct phone line to Donald. You know what the Justice Department is capable of right now. You'll be in Iran by tomorrow. Take that steak back. But no, they do a great job, man. We're happy to have them on board as a sponsor here, Old School with Tony Segreto, coming up a bit later on in the program. All right, we're getting back to some sense of normalcy. I did have these observations on the Winter Olympics. Enough already. And this is so common. It sounds really cheesy for me to bring this up, but it struck me. And then I was happy to hear other people say the same thing that I was in conversation with last night. Yeah, it's fairly common now. Not even necessarily to people know that you're a sportscaster or whatever. For somebody, just like it is with a doctor, you meet a doctor and you go, hey, do you know what this is on my toe? Whereas, and you get this, Lubie, right? People
Yes.
find out, hey, you're Mike Louie Lubitz. Oh, my God. What do you think about the Mets this year?
Pretty much.
And you don't think about the Mets at all. You hate the Mets.
No.
Your version of the song is meet the Mets, greet the Mets, come on out and beat the shit out of the Mets. But people will ask and they expect you to have, well, you know what? I tell you what, if this Hernandez works in out of the bullpen or works out of the bullpen, yeah, they're going to be okay. They expect some kind of answer. So yesterday, of course, I'm with a couple of people. One guy I hadn't seen for a little while, and he asked me if I'm watching the Winter Olympics. And I have caught a lot of Winter Olympics because we get done here. I do another show after this one, Bury Your Bookie on nofilter.net. And so I get done about 10 o'clock with everything. Go downstairs. I'm trying to motivate myself to just go immediately out on the walk of life, which is at this point beyond an essential. And for you ex-jocks out there, which there was never a game that I didn't want to participate in. If there was a game of basketball going on in the park, I didn't care who it was. I literally wanted to just park my car and start playing. Whatever. I mean, still, I'm always searching for tennis games and opponents, and it's getting harder and harder, Louis, to find people I can beat. That's. You ever go back to a guy that you used to play like one-on-one with, or any kind of sport that involves individual competition like tennis, and you haven't played each other for a while, but your game, has regressed, and theirs got better.
Oh, jeez.
Oh God, it's so painful. Guy used to beat like a drum, and you're losing like 6-2, 6-1, and you're thinking, what happened to you? It's the age old question that people ask at any time you show up at a reunion. What happened to you? And I've seen a lot of these examples lately, Lubie, for some reason. I don't know if I'm aging well, but I do know a lot of people that aren't. I hate to say it,
Oh, Jesus.
but it's all relatable, I believe. And Tony Segreto will swear by this also, I believe, to the walk of life, where no one that was any kind of athlete, any kind of jock, any kind of recreational player, it doesn't even matter level of accomplishment, back in the day, would have ever considered walking as an exercise.
Oh, no.
Maybe jogging. Okay. I remember I lived in an area where I used to play full court basketball every night, Lakeshore Apartments in Miramar, Florida. Full court games every night. Usually pretty good. Anyway, not the highest level of competition. Not everybody was great, but there's some really good players. Not necessarily all like college level players or whatever, but decent players for recreational situations. And you would have to wait out a couple of games if you lost. So there was added incentive to go out there and play well. And it was in a circular. There was like a lake with kind of a circular arrangement around it. And if you lost, the move was go ahead. It was exactly 1.8 miles. I always measure this stuff with my car. I'm real old school that way. And it confounds me too, because the guy that I walk with sometimes, Jimmy the Walker from Boston, he's got everything on the calculator on his phone. Literally, I mean, it's down to the point, and I don't know that he's that interested in this, but he really is like getting his sperm count as we're walking. Well, I did 8,372 steps. I have exactly 1.34 miles to go. So I have to walk to the time, and then it's like, what the? Just keep walking, man.
Just walk.
But I use the old school measurement. I drive these routes with my car, so I have the exact measurements. And I don't know why. I guess it's a degenerate math thing, Lubie, where you pride yourself on being able to figure things out by obtuse applications of abstract math. Does that make any sense? It's like we're talking about calculus here of some sorts, but I happen to know the precise distances because I've measured it so many times. I always punch that mileage check on my car. What is that? Not the odometer, but where you punch the thing and it goes back to zero, and then you can measure how far you went.
Oh, man. It's
Using it mostly when you're out of gas and it says your range is like 8 miles. So you hit that thing and you're thinking, okay, I'm at 7. If I don't find a gas station in the next mile, guess what? I got AAA on speed dial here. I'll be getting a tow job right out of here. But it was 1.8 miles around this thing, and we used to jog it after losing. If you lost the first game, especially, you just wanted to stay
in
in
shape.
the rhythm. You don't want to just sit out for a half an hour and get ice cold. So literally, with the basketball shoes on, would run this mile point eight track and then get back out there and say, oh, okay, good. At least I filled the time in some useful fashion. But I never thought that walking would be an exercise. I don't know about you. Did you ever consider this to be like actual exercise?
I mean, for me, no. Like my mom did it years ago when I was young, and it was really good for her, and she lost a lot of weight. So I appreciated it, but I would never have considered it exercise.
No, I mean, it's so lame. Hey, what'd you do, man? I walked like 10
No,
miles.
but look, if you're all walking miles, I mean,
A few miles. I don't know what we consider to be a reasonable distance of mileage.
5 to 10. I mean, and for a walk, I mean, if you can walk 4 to 5 miles, that's a real walk. Like that's, and you're
Yeah,
doing it every day. I mean,
not any pace. The pace is extremely slow. I don't know. Am I having this mic crap out on me again, Lumi? Is that happening, or are you hearing this okay?
you sound good. You sound good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe it's could be some old equipment that I'm using.
Yeah, I mean, it's old, but it's
These
working right
headsets
now.
might be getting that. That's what it could be. That's why I'm hearing this in such a weird fashion. But
Maybe.
I'm just so reluctant to change equipment. I don't know about you, Lobie. I mean, I wish I could change certain things about my equipment, but I don't want to get too deeply. That again pertains to old age. Used to rise in the morning like the flag. Unbelievable.
Jeez.
I don't know how I got into this. Just in a silly mood because the observation was from, and these are guys that I met walking, and I think it really has preserved all of us in a really good fashion. because for guys in our 70s, I guess the youngest guy is like 67, and it goes all the way up. One of our guys that we walk with is like 86 years old.
Oh, Mazel Tov.
And this guy, Lubie, you wouldn't believe it. Now he's married, and he's been married for like 60 years. But
Yeah.
he sort of got some kind of estrangement going with the wife there, where he might have developed. I think you have this also, in spite of your recent satisfaction with everything that's going on in your life, relationship wise. Of course, with the lovely Shirley, firmly entrenched there. But do all men have the wandering eye? Would be the question. Wandering eye.
I
Do
don't know.
all men have a wandering eye?
I
Where no
mean,
matter who you're with, no matter how beautiful, no matter how much in love you are,
you mean where you
you
look
can't
or
help but
where you act? Because to me,
maybe a little bit of both. You may look and not react, but subliminally or somehow, I'd say very consciously, you're thinking, "Man, I wish I was with her." I don't know. Do you have me?
I don't do that. But most men I know do. I can't lie.
I think there are guys that have it like on a very serious level,
Yes.
which I unfortunately do. I don't think doesn't mean that I'm doing anything. It just I know it's there.
Yeah,
I, I know
I've
how
never
I feel.
been that guy just between myself and people in my life with cheating and whatnot. I look, Shirley knows I look. Her and I will talk about women who walk by, but like never in a million years do I it just doesn't I just
No,
don't have
I
the
thought you were the same.
energy. I don't have the energy. One, two, I love her and I wouldn't want to do that to her. I wouldn't want her to do it to me. I like my life. There's a long list of things why I would never do it. But I will agree, most men that I know do it and I'm not going to name any names. I'm not going to throw anyone under buses, but at some point in their life, they've had wandering eyes and wandering feet and wandering other things.
Everything is wandering. All right, so I'm not accusing my friend Andrew of having a wandering eye, although he's at a point where his
He's
wife of 60
86.
years has decided to stay in New Jersey, and he loves it down here. Okay?
Okay.
Now he's considering going back, and he wants to make amends or whatever the riff is. But in the meantime, this guy's 86 years old. He's a guy. I put up a picture of him on Facebook. He has bears a strong resemblance to Don Shula, in my opinion.
Oh, that's funny.
Did I show you this guy's picture? Because you would swear. I mean, look, is it
I think
spot
you
on?
have, yeah, the guy you think that looks like Shula. Yeah, you've talked about him before.
Yeah, yeah. Shula must have had a tough time turning down women then, because I have never seen anything like this. We're out last night, and we're at a bar at a happy hour. And now the big thing at happy hours, I guess this would be a more significant discussion there on the Mayo Lunchbox show, is people hate it when you're saving a seat for somebody who's coming.
Oh, yeah, happy hour. Yeah, for sure. That's
Happy
late.
hour bar, right? Even if it's a single seat. So they're like might be three guys sitting there, and you're going to be there in 10 minutes, and you would not believe you have to fight these people off with a Louisville Slugger. You got to go Ray Donovan.
Yeah, it's weird because it shouldn't be a big deal, but like bars, especially at happy hour, and a lot of these places do where it's only at the bar. Like
Yes,
every seat is
jamming, jamming.
like there's one.
There's an open seat like 16 seats over and around the other side of the bar, and you're hoping everybody will be gracious enough to move over one seat so you could sit with your friends.
Yeah. Well, the other move is because you need someone at the bar. As long as you have one person at the bar, you'll have 8 people hovering around the one person, and
Oh, it's amazing.
they're shuffling drinks to the 8 people.
Anyway, we're at this bar last night, and a couple of women were talking, I guess, with the guys there before I got there, and they were saying that it was my lame driving that caused me to be late.
Oh, they're
Even though
blaming you for being late.
well, I had driven 2 of the 3 guys there myself. I just let them out at the door while I tried to find a place to park because the parking lot was pretty jammed. I said, "Look, when you guys get out here, I'll drive just like it would be if maybe you were escorting a lovely lady there, and you said, here,
Yes.
put you at the door, and I'll come back and get you, whatever."
Yes.
So in the
Yes.
meantime, they'd set up this story that I was like an idiot to these ladies, and the point of the whole thing is we got to be friendly, which is not uncharacteristic of these kind of occasions.
Yeah.
And we said we were going to the Tipperary pub after, and told these 2 women that if you want to go, I mean, you would really enjoy it. And so, sure enough, we get there, and we had to stretch. One guy was drinking so much, he sat at the first place till it was literally post time for the show at the Tipperary pub. So we get there at the last minute, and sure enough, these two women actually were there.
Oh, wow.
And they were happy to see us because they thought we had just like completely,
Blew 'em off, yeah.
yeah, not even blew them off, but completely misled them to go to some place that may otherwise never have wanted to go into to see some band that hadn't started yet. And we get there just at post time. Fortunately, we showed up. The drummer is notorious for showing up right at 8 o'clock. Like
Okay.
you can set your watch to it.
Oh, he's, like, on time?
Yeah.
A
Show's
drummer
supposed to
that's
start at
on
8. This guy
time?
shows up at 8 o'clock sharp
Jesus.
every time.
That's impressive. That never happens. Musicians are the worst. Like,
Well, I mean, I would consider it late. The other guys are there. They're like, thinking, well,
so that is okay.
they're already ready to go. They want to start at 8 o'clock, and this guy shows up at 8 o'clock. But what happens is, of course, 86-year-old Andrew, the two women end up both giving him their numbers,
Oh, wow.
bypassing the possibility that any of the other three guys there might have been an interesting match. So, and he's got the wandering eye, but he's got this magic touch. I don't know what it is, and maybe
Doesn't care. It's because he doesn't care. I mean, he's 86.
he
Like,
does care though. I
Oh,
don't
he
think
does?
he'll ever lose it. I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting. 'Cause he's been married 60 years. He's
60
86.
years. I mean, that's enough to drain you of any
Yeah,
emotional
I'm not talking about
considerations.
as a man, supposedly you can do that till the last minutes, but I'm talking about like he doesn't care if he fails, is what I'm saying. Like that concern that you have most of your life as a dude of like being, ignored or being denied, like by 86, 60 years of marriage, you would think you would get over that and not give a crap, is what
I believe him, man. This one of the two women specifically says, I'm not leaving without being able to communicate with you further.
Oh, Jesus.
And then plants one on his lips.
How old are they? And these women are like 60s? Like, is there like a major age gap, or they're like in their 70s?
Yeah, I mean, to him, they would have been young women.
Nice. No, that's fine. Good for him. His wife's in Jersey, and they're doing whatever they're doing. That's
No, it wasn't initiated by him, though. It's just a fact, I believe, A, that he looks like Don Shula, and that B, he's in pretty good physical shape
yeah.
walking. So it can save you, Lubie. Am I trying to rationalize?
No, I think it's good exercise. I think it's put you in really. You were playing tennis and doing all these things, and you had weight on you that you couldn't get rid of. You started walking and did it religiously, and I guess changed eating habits. But you were never like you weren't the greatest eater ever. But you were never a big eater. Actually, you would always like sort of just pick.
I was just fat. Yeah,
you just had weight you couldn't get rid of. You drank a lot, I guess. The alcohol. That's the other thing too. Is you probably drink less or differently than you used to drink, because getting rid of the alcohol and then the walking, like you played tennis regularly. You were doing a lot of stuff, and the weight never went away. You started walking.
Well, I did change my diet in conjunction with the
diet and drinking, I'm sure, but the walking is the one thing you did consistently, and the weight went away. So to me, it's proof of concept. Like, you've lost weight with the walking. I wouldn't hate on you at all for it. I think it's amazing.
Yeah. When I dropped the poundage, though, and it was probably a total of about 50, which I don't know. I haven't gotten on a scale for like about 2 months now because I've been afraid.
I'm sure you haven't gained anything.
No, I feel okay. But anyway, that's the story about walking. If you considered it exercise in the past, or you thought it was lame in the past, as you get up there in years, I think it's a real lifesaver.
I think it's a story of, like, for me, who is an older dad, I was thinking about that a lot this morning. Like, that gives me a lot of hope. The dude's 86 and he's still out in the town. Like, that's great.
Oh, yeah, he goes out and
in your 80s, living, driving, like, that's
sucked
amazing.
down like 3 different types of martinis at the first place and had a couple of drinks at the second place, and he was fine. He was asking us, "You guys want to stay for a couple of more songs?" We're like, Meanwhile, he just got smacked on the lips, by another pair of lips from a woman, and the other woman was interested in him too. My God.
I love this Andrew. He's my idol.
But the conclusion, and the reason I brought all of this up, is because I'm talking with these guys, and to a man, every one of them said the same thing. Enough of this effing curling already. What NBC executive, what do they have against us in the United States of America? Do you think other countries are showing? Okay, it's one thing if curling is the only sport that your country has, and it's like, where would that be? Where is it biggest, Lubie? Do we know?
I thought Canada, but they also have
Canada's a curling thing. Okay, but they have other stuff.
Yeah, they have the winter sports you would think they do well in. They're not Norway or Sweden, but
Look,
There's a
they're in
lot of
a gold
gold.
medal game, right, in the men's hockey.
Yeah, yeah.
They're playing the United States women today in the quarterfinals, which that might be. I mean, you talk about a dream team. Who's on the U.S. women's hockey team?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, I've seen a couple of things with the players, and look, massive respect for anybody. And this was one of my theories. I will never knock any kind of women's team sport because although we have had our things that were not necessarily flattering that we said about the WNBA or women's college ball, but it isn't at the same level. I mean, it's not like I said, the closest approximation to what the men's game looks like in any women's professional sport, I believe, is exhibited by tennis players. Where okay, people were making fun of this Kyrgios versus Sabalenka exhibition that they had, and when you think about it, I mean, and they were saying, well, you see that Sabalenka, she didn't even, she got blown out by a guy who doesn't even play anymore. She still gave him a game. I mean,
Yeah.
this guy was a guy that would go toe to toe, busting up Roger Federer across 5 sets in a major. So it was no slouch that she was playing, and I don't think you lose enough to. And I'm getting that funky thing.
Now it's happening. Yes, now it's happening.
I have to go back into this whole settings arrangement and see what's going on there. But, all right, well, maybe it's a good time. We'll take a break. The point being, I mean, enough of the curling. Have they saturated the airwaves with just way too much curling?
Wendy brings a good point. Like, when do you see curling outside of the Olympics?
Never.
How do they get there? Like, what is the part before the Olympics?
Exactly. How do they qualify? The variety of skiing things too. I mean, is starting to blend together a little bit. Where like, okay, the guy's doing a double backflip. What is this?
I don't know.
Is this big air? Is this a giant slalom? I mean, what the heck are we watching? Aren't you blinded by the snow at this point? Also, I'm not trying to disparage the Olympics. This stuff's enjoyable, and I know these people have put their lives into it. It's fantastic. You do get some new emerging stories. There's drama. I don't know. My question remains: how do they find the music, the hideous music? Where else do you ever hear it played? Ever?
Na, 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 na,
You went to the old Jones Beach Outdoor Theater and saw Guy Lombardo and the Royal Canadians. Are they playing this kind of stuff? I don't think so. Thelonious Monk, was he?
Yeah, it's like
I mean, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Where do you ever hear this music?
no, you're not hearing that. No.
Motown.
It's always this, I don't know. It's like from the films of like the 1920s or something.
Classical? It's not really even classical.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's
What
like
is
a
it?
studio.
Where do you get these recordings?
I don't know.
I'm going to try and fix the sound for you people. If I
It
can.
sounds fine, but
Oh, really? It sounds
yeah.
like crap to me. It really
going
does.
like it has its phase. I don't know. The board's old, the cable's old. There's a lot we need to do with your setup. I whatever. You sound okay now.
All right.
I'm getting through. I'll find a way to give you a cable, and we'll
I could
see.
try a new channel on this board. It's got like 6 channels.
I don't know if it's a channel. I think
One of which doesn't work. I know
the
that.
cable's old.
All right. We'll try to figure it out. All right. We'll be back with more. Tony Segreto will join us and do a little old school. Ed Garcia's on the road, so we'll pick him up by phone, get a few thoughts there. He's got to be a happy man.
Yes.
With his Michigan Wolverines numero uno and a big win. Every time I see a Purdue score, I always think of that Bobby Knight scene where he's in the locker room and he's like throwing chairs and throwing up on people and throwing bags of piss at some of his players. And he says, I'm sick and tired of losing to Purdue. Does that not stand out for you, Lubie?
100%. Yes.
Among great sports quotes, although my all-time favorite came up last night when we were at another happy hour scene. I don't want to get too long-winded about this story, but and there was a woman who actually took the seat. I was parking a car again. I let the 2 guys out at the door. They tried to save me a seat, and this woman insisted that she was going to sit down there no matter what. All right. So I come in like 2 minutes behind these guys, and seat's gone.
Obviously.
All right. So now I'm standing up trying to eat a meatball and down a very modestly priced vodka grapefruit. And then we end up figuring out that this woman was a man.
Oh, no, okay. That's fun.
And guess what? She also gave her phone number to Andrew.
He's just getting it from every angle. Look at this guy.
Wild times, man. I don't know, man.
Man, these are having fun, man. Good for you. I stay living through you. I'm just trying to sleep.
Me too. This can cause a lot of problems. But anyway, yeah, we were talking about this, and my friend was talking about, well, geez, I mean, it was fairly obvious, and he was talking about some other person that had addressed this in a sports quote. And I said the greatest quote regarding this of all time was on the Roy Firestone show when Pete Rose was a guest. And Roy, he was always asking these sort of offbeat questions. He was a little bit of a pioneer in that.
Yeah, he was great.
Some of them were like unanswerable. And Pete Rose basically said, "What kind of asinine question is that?" When Roy asked him, he said, "If you were a woman, Pete, what kind of woman would you be?" And Pete Rose fires back without any hesitation, Lubie, an ugly one.
I mean, it's true. He wasn't on.
Oh, yeah, Bob Phillips had a great quote about that, right? And he actually said it on like the Johnny Carson show or something, where Carson asked him. He said, "So, Bum, how come you always take your wife on the road?" And he said his line was, "Because she's too ugly to leave home." Along those lines. Crazy. I mean, she still was with him like years later after that. So, I mean, that was worse than the Mike Tyson interview with Robin Gibbons and Barbara Walters, where you're thinking, man, that's got to be the last time. All right, we're coming back with more in a moment. Now that we covered a lot of ground there, really useful ground. What do you think about the NBA, Libby? It's 8:34.
Hey, folks, Tony Segreto here. Let me ask you a question. What do you look for when you go out to eat? Good food, obviously, friendly atmosphere, not too loud, but good energy, reasonable prices, and a place where you feel comfortable. All those ingredients, no pun meant there, are hard to find unless you're talking about the Texas Roadhouse. You see, they encompass all of those attributes. Really, really good food, amazing atmosphere, good for a family, good for a date, or just a night out for yourself, and prices that will make you extremely happy. Their ribs unmatched. Steaks hand cut every day. Everything, and I mean everything, is made on site, including their incredible bread. It's the one day, folks, that you can forget about low-carb diets. Trust me when I tell you, Texas Roadhouse, your restaurant, your destination when you say, where should we go and eat tonight?
From the newly renovated sports bar to the beautiful bayside views captured at the Tiki Bar, Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill has it all. Located at mile marker 104, the Big Chill also offers waterfront dining while experiencing breathtaking sunset views of the Florida Keys. It's simply the hottest spot in the Keys to cool off. That's Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill at mile marker 104 in Key Largo. For more information, call today at 305-453-9066.
Joe Bees. The bees collect the pollen, bring it to Joe, he packages it, and he gets it to you. It's simple, 100% natural, and it's good for you.
There's only one place to get Joe Bees, and that's from me. Joe B.
If you want to look and feel good, call 877-300-5632.
Here's go back. Way back in time.
We are now kicking it old school with the one and only Tony Segreto. Brought to you by Texas Roadhouse.
All right, welcome back to the show. I think I figured out what happened here. Lubie and I went through this yesterday, and nobody else touches this computer except occasionally, and I get very upset about this, the cleaning lady. Nobody else is ever on it. I do not watch any pornographic stuff or any stuff I mean, this is the healthiest computer. I've had this thing 4 or 5 years, and it's been great. And I use it almost exclusively just for this stuff.
Broadcast, yeah, I do the same thing. Yep.
So how does it arbitrarily, internally switch the settings when nobody's touched the thing? What goes on with that, Lubie?
No idea. I don't know.
It's a mystery.
I mean,
They would have to solve.
No, we're not solving it now.
we're in the middle of this thing. I'm looking, and I don't understand any of this stuff. So, but I can tell when one doesn't match the other.
Yep, that's what it has to match. Good job.
Yeah.
I got the same problem.
You sound fine, though. You look fine, Tony Segreto.
You look great
on the show. Look at you. Where are you now, Tony? What part?
I'm here.
I'm here.
Oh yeah. I can kind of tell by the background.
Yeah, he usually has like the woodsy when there's deer and moose.
You got the moose head that you hung from the moose
He's
that
in
you shot.
Vermont.
So do you follow these Vermont skiers? There are a couple of guys that
Oh yeah,
at least originated in Vermont. How big is that in Vermont? Well, you're not there, so how would you know?
it's huge in Vermont though. It's huge. You know,
Talking about the Olympic guys.
anytime you can call, the Olympic gold medalist or silver, bronze medalist home, you're just so proud of them. And, I'm enjoying the Olympics. I really am. And as far as curling goes,
Come on, Tony.
I heard you guys talking about
Come on, Tony. I mean, you were involved with NBC.
No. Just let me finish.
Yeah.
It's shuffleboard on ice.
Mm.
Think about it. Think about how they play it and what they go through, except some nuances here and there, but a shuffleboard.
So what's that? I mean, how is that an Olympic sport? And if you even just wanted to show it as an exhibition, which maybe, okay, that would make more. And I'm not denouncing it. It's just that at first I watched a little of it. I'm like, what am I doing? And then the observation of these guys I was with last night when we started talking about the Winter Olympics, and a couple of guys are watching some stuff.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's relentless. The presentation of curling, it never stops.
Is that what they're doing? They're trying to wear us down.
Tony,
We have to watch it.
convoluted scheme, and I mean, are you not recognizing this? Are you on the side of like Barry Weiss at this point? Where let's just scrub the universe of any real news. I don't mean to be. Look, I started watching it, and then I realized I was, getting duped. Like I may as well start drinking the Kool-Aid too, and have a, hey Jim, could you make some lime next time? This grape sucks.
We're gonna take this on the road because you're a comedy show in and of itself.
No, I reached a saturation point. I think of trying to be tolerant of stuff that I'm not that familiar with watching, and I do believe this that Winter Olympic viewing is compromised greatly by the departure of Wide World of Sports, which used to introduce you to a lot of these people.
Oh yeah.
So when some guy like Odermatt or something gets up there, whatever he's skiing for, Finland, the Netherlands, or whatever it is, you'd seen a guy a couple of times. You'd seen him in competition. You had some idea what he was up against, and you had some feeling for the routine that they were going to do. I think some of that's missing. I don't know. I mean, when they get right into stuff, it's kind of like watching the NBA All-Star game. If you turned on before they gave you what the format was, and you're like, how many teams are in this?
There are so many. Don't get me started on the NBA because there were so many teams involved in that. I couldn't keep up. Well, I could, but I mean, you know what I mean.
I actually thought it was good, though, Tony. Believe it or not, as cynical as I tend to be, I really a couple of those performances were fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
that game that Kawhi Leonard had, and then Wembanyama. I still have visions of Wemby with a couple of these windmill dunks that he made, and I'm thinking, man, that guy's great. Maybe I ought to put a little money on the Spurs. I don't know. So
no, I mean,
it was much better than in the paint. That goes through the paint and puts up a layup after taking 27.
You just went in the ocean.
No, he's here. It does that once in a while.
All right, so what's on your mind, Tony? What do you have? I mean, where do you want to go with old school today?
I don't know.
That was no prep, 100%.
That's about right. Do whatever.
We could talk about, I want to talk about Texas Roadhouse for 1 second.
Yeah.
How they keep their prices the same.
It's pretty incredible.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And I keep driving by this place in Davie that Ed tells me about, and I'm
2 years away, Tony. By the time they get done getting permits,
wide-eyed.
we'll both be lucky to be alive, Tony. I mean, I'm not rooting for
my wife was going to have to say, "Honey, that's where they said it's going to be," and I go, "Huh? What are you talking about?"
It is pretty remarkable, though, that they've been able to do this. Restaurants, getting killed with prices, and low margins, and yeah, they keep these prices at a ridiculously low level. It's pretty incredible. Ed's going to join us in a while. He can talk about that. So nothing from the world of sport. You're just so zoned in on curling that it's zombied out your mind, and you're
I'm
not
talking about the Olympics.
okay.
And they've done, I've thought about this over and over again. There's so many sports that we in South Florida could care less about. But people up north, Wisconsin, Ohio, Vermont, Rhode Island, Boston, Massachusetts, all those places, they love the winter sports. And, you got to figure out where you go with the catering. Who do we cater to? And, they're catering to those people, and we sit there and go, huh?
Yep.
What's that? Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
how many people bobsled? How many people luge?
none. That's the point. No, I look. It's all interesting. Any race is kind of exciting. Racing is time. We have, like I said, with a background from Wide World of Sports, about the bobsled. If they hit the wall even slightly, all of a sudden it's a fraction of a second and it costs you the race. The two-man luge, I find a little bit, freaky. Not sure I want to be the bottom guy in that arrangement. I don't know about you, Tony. Have you ever done that? Didn't you have to do some of this stuff as a TV guy, like Mike DePasquale?
No.
Go and drive. I
didn't
have to drive.
I didn't have to do that, but recently I saw an interview with the guy from Saturday Night Live, Colin Jost was on, and he went down the bobsled, and he was in a bobsled. He said he was never so scared in his life.
Yeah, I think I saw that piece.
He said it was going 80 miles an hour. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane.
Well, we have a guy on the phone who was just in Park City, Utah. So I don't know his skiing experiences, but it feels like he would have done a lot more of these things than we would. The one and only Ed Garcia joins us on his way to Miami, of all places. So
Eddie, what are you doing?
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ed.
Good to have you on. Did you do any of those trick things when you were skiing in Salt Lake City?
I not on purpose. When I was younger, I did a little bit. I was courageous enough to do. The farthest I got was what I called a helicopter. But that's about it. But I do. I'm. The people I go visit over there, obviously they live there, so they are very, very good skiers. And I've seen a couple guys. They were, I don't remember their names off the top of my head, but I've skied with a few people that were in the Olympics way back in the day. And these people are on another level. I mean, the way they just I don't think they touch the snow. They hover. It's like crazy. And so when I get down to the chairlift, I can't even speak. And these people are ripping cans of beers and talking and this, that. And it takes me about half a chairlift up to even just get my heart somewhat normal.
You notice that they don't even show a chairlift in the Olympic Games? No chairlifts.
Oh.
How they get up there, we have no idea.
Drop them in by helicopter.
So I skied Deer Valley quite a bit, and I'm actually going to be back there in a few weeks. Nice. And they posted some of the Olympics there, and we do that run right by there. But a couple of weeks ago, I was following my friend Max, and we were doing this new run because they actually Deer Valley just doubled or tripled the amount of acres they have. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous. Granted, you got to take out about 2 mortgages.
I was going to say, what's the cost to go skiing there?
I mean, right now it's $295 without a friends and family discount. That's for the day. Somewhere in that ballpark. If you know someone that has a pass, you can get 25% off. And then lunch is about $50 a head. And but if you need skis, rental, and lessons, you're gonna pull out about 2 G's.
Ooh,
so for sure
for one day of skiing.
Yep. One day. Now you can go to Michigan and get it for about $100, but they're as big as Lubie's house. So
I was gonna say.
That's insane.
But, yeah, it's an experience.
Yes,
sir.
We were talking. How do you keep the prices down?
Yeah,
at Texas Roadhouse.
I was talking to Defo before we got on, and Shirley and I'm not mad at anyone for what they're doing with prices. I know what beef is costing, and even you had talked about it. But we literally got 2 burgers, not doubles, just regular burgers, a fry, and a small Coke, and it was $30. And I'm like, I got a whole meal with sides, probably for less at Texas Roadhouse. So like, it's just astounding what you guys are doing and how you're able to do it over and over again, no matter what's going on in the world around us.
Yes, I mean, the big thing is that we stick to doing the same things, and we stick to the quality, and we really try to purchase as much as we can ahead of time. So we're buying cattle 6 to 9 months out, and so we kind of have 2 sets of things going on. We'll buy, X amount of millions of pounds for the next 6 months, but then we'll also, if the market drops in certain spots, like we may go buy a couple of cattle farms here and there ahead of time if it drops below a certain price. So that way we can stay full. But it's also really tough on our end predicting. We do sometimes run into some issues where we underpurchase or overpurchase, but we do stay balanced. And really just a huge shout out to, our purchasing team. But then at the same time is that if you think about it, we're just buying the beef. We do the rest of it ourselves.
Yeah.
Other concepts are buying the beef that, needs to be, 100%, slaughtered, cleaned, and then packaged, repackaged, frozen, unfrozen, tenderized, and all the other stuff where we just, hey, give us the beef. We're going to cut it and we're going to put it we'll cook it up for you if you want. Lubie likes it a little rare, extra rare sometimes, but, and we'll do it the way you want and we serve it on a plate. There you go. So that saves time and money and makes a big difference.
Oh, great job in today's economy. Ed Garcia with us here. All right. Anyway, we have to get into it. I know people have gone through religious conversions in the past, and we've seen people transition. I was talking about this earlier with a woman we met at the bar that actually was a guy the other day who laid her phone number on my friend. Have you transitioned from a diehard Michigan Wolverine football fan to basketball? Now that you are the #1 team in the country, and as I was saying earlier, one of my favorite sports quotes was always from Bobby Knight screaming in the locker room, "I'm sick and tired of losing to Purdue." But you pound the Boilermakers yesterday, and so have you made the transition? Is Ed Garcia now talking round ball more than football?
Well, I always am going to be wearing the maize and blue. That is 100, and I've always been very, very proud of the basketball. Is it my go-to sport? I have a better chance of getting tackled than I can dribbling the ball. So I go with football because it's just easier for me. I'm vertically challenged. I can stretch a little bit to about 5'10". There's a couple ladies around. I'm 5'11" with my boots, and no, I am a big basketball fan, and it is so exciting to keep up with it. I mean, the energy, the games have been absolutely fantastic. Now, granted, you're right. They've been dominating some of these, but the Michigan State game and some of the other big games, they've, going up into halftime, it's like, okay, cool. We're going to just keep you right here. And then all of a sudden, in the second half, they just lay it on them. And it's been a lot of fun. So really looking forward to this March Madness and seeing the domination continue.
#1 team in the country.
That's amazing.
We know you're headed to Miami, and we appreciate you joining us on the phone. And hopefully it's to continue to feed the University of Miami basketball team, also making a little bit of noise with some big wins. Right. Three straight that I know of going back to their North Carolina game. And I think they've done a really good job. Almost in anonymity. Tony won't even speak about the basketball team. I had to drag it out of him. He's on the board of directors. Give him a little bit of respect. Ed, we love you, man. Thanks so much for being with us. It's always a pleasure.
Let's go blue. Later.
Thanks.
All right. Ed Garcia, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, that is impressive. That they go and get Howard, which was an interesting hire. He was a longtime Heat assistant. Michigan great, and he has his issues, and they quickly pivot to Dusty May. Dusty May might be the best coach.
They're incredible.
It's
And
amazing.
speaking of the University of Miami,
Yeah.
they're quietly making their way up the ladder.
Yeah.
They're going to be really good one day, but we have to wait. We have to just take this for what it's worth and move on. We can't expect more than we have right now.
But that's what it is. You're being pensive.
But that's Miami syndrome, Tony. You experienced this. Well,
What?
you experienced less of it in the heyday of your sportscasting career because teams were good back then.
Yeah.
And more than periodically. I mean, routinely,
Yeah.
you thought, "Wow, we have a chance to win it all." With Danny Boy, certainly, you always thought you were in it. But now, I mean, the threshold is just like you get to a point where you start to have a little bit of optimism about a team, and it just turns out to be same old where the Heat can't get out of their own way. It seems
He can't get out of there. The Heat just.
But I mean, it's been a while. I mean, they've been trying a lot of different things. They can't get past a certain point. Although they did make the finals a couple of times. I guess we forgot about that, huh, Lubie? Where they made
Well, they make the finals, but the problem is the other years they just struggle.
Yeah.
And it's this up and down. There's not a lot of consistency.
Lubie, you're right. Up and down and that.
But the Dolphins, I guess, are the biggest example and the most popular team where, I mean, what is – there's no expectation anymore. That we never experienced that.
Absolutely no expectation. And now, you know what the biggest expectation? I just saw it on your feed here. Where's Tyreek Hill going to end up?
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
It doesn't matter to me anymore. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
But
I'm probably with the Patriots. That would be my guess.
Yeah.
But that is the biggest question right now. They don't even think about who they're going to draft and who they're going to pick up and who they're going to get here and who they're going to get there. People don't care. And it's getting to that point where people just don't care.
Well, and that's always the turning point in any relationship. When the
exactly
the difference sets in, takes firm hold, takes total grasp of what's going on. I don't know that that's completely happened. I mean, the fans always you always hear this. Oh well, we're never going to another game again, and then you're looking.
You hear that? Yes, you do. And they said, "Oh, we'll go back."
Yeah. And they get more and more hosed every time they go to these games because they're seeing what amounts to sporting dreck and
mediocrity.
Clobbered for it. I mean, literally beaten to death financially to go and watch this stuff.
And they're just maybe Stephen Ross has had enough, and he's with this new coach and this new regime. They'll get together, but. Gosh, they released Tyreek Hill, and everybody's worried about where he's going to go next.
It would be a little concern for me.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I mean, he had a catastrophic injury, and he's older, and he's a head case, and I mean, he has plenty of issues. People are now they always do that with the Dolphins. Like when the Dolphins
he is a head case.
He has a ton of off the field issues. And again, now he's in his early 30s, so the speed it's not the same. I mean. Again, people do that. The Dolphins get someone, they're like, oh, we'll see. Then they leave. They're like, oh, will he take them to the Super Bowl? It's like he was just on the Dolphins and you were saying he's done. Like, how does that happen? The funny thing about the rebuild is this time they're doing it to the studs, which is what they've never done. And I appreciate that. Problem is, we've seen like 7 rebuilds in the last 10 years. So, like,
10 rebuilds in the last 10 years.
It's been rebuilt more than my Chevy Vega engine, which even with several treatments only lasted 32,000 miles.
32,000. That's it.
This car was a piece of crap, Tony.
How
it was ever the Motor Trend car of the year, which I believe it was in like 1972. I mean, they had an aluminum block engine, which is what little I know about cars. And the problem with aluminum block engines is literally they cannot take the heat. So you were burning 2 quarts of oil between gas stations. And you'd take a short ride and the oil gauge would start screaming at you as much as it could back then with, less technology out there. And you'd pull in a gas station. This is when they had like guys come out and pump the gas. You never got out of the car. And the guy would say, fill it up. And you go, no, I just topped it off like 2 blocks down, but can you give me 2 quarts of oil?
Oil.
That's the way it's in Philadelphia. You still have to don't get out of the car. You hand the guy a credit card. He pumps it. You leave.
That's it. I don't mind pumping my own gas. I always thought that was kind of cool. Except when, the occasional mishap happens. Like, and a good friend of ours who is a big fan of the show left the pump in the tank as she was driving away. Not a favorable result. There's not much good that can happen from that.
Not much good at all.
Or you loop under it and accidentally pull the thing out while it's still going. You've got the click thing on.
That's fun. Yeah, when you get the gas all
around the place. Yes.
Feel like a fool, Tony. Feel like a fool. All right. Good, Tony. What are you up to? What do you got going? Anything special?
No, not today. I may see you Friday.
Oh yeah. All right.
Depends on the.
What's for lunch? I think they open a whole menu to you, Tony. Always have to get that salad.
He likes the salad. What do you?
Oh, think? I know. No, it's a good salad.
I like the salad. You like the wine. Lubie likes his. What do you get? Rum and Coke.
There you go.
And Mayo. It's hard to read what Mayo likes.
That's a whole other story. Yes.
It could be coffee. It could be a drink. It could be.
We'll be like Mr. Segreto. Hopefully, we'll see you Friday.
Tony, you be good, man. Tony Segreto, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Lubie. You have we have a minute here. Yeah. We should get some sporting conversation going. No.
I mean, look, the Dolphins are in a rebuild. So what do you do?
Phins, they're off the market.
Look, I'm intrigued by the Heat because I don't know what. Like they keep talking about this group they have can make a run. Do you want that? Like, what is a run? Getting to the 7th seed and then losing in the play-in? Like, I'd rather you suck than, and again, not tanking. Not tanking at this point. Like, I'd rather you try, but play the young kids. And if they get you somewhere, that's fine. To play Powell and Hero and get to a 7 seed and then, like, I don't know. To me, I don't know what to expect from the rest of the season for the Heat. And it's a weird departure from usually it's like I'm with you, especially with that team, because they've proven to us they can be an 8th seed and get to a final. So I never get in their way. I'm like, look, just do what you do. It's hard to fathom this team does anything but playing and out. Like, it's just really hard for me to see that. So I'd rather see their young kids get a lot of time and see what they can do.
All right. Makes some sense. You have a lot of faith in the organization as long as my man Pat Riley is there, and the other people obviously are doing a very good job that he has gone ahead and capitulated to in terms of whatever level of decision making they are involved in. But that being said, I mean they've been snookered for a while in terms of just having that wall that they're never going to get past, or so it seems. And the fact that they did eclipse it a couple of times with Jimmy Butler was a tribute to the way that guy played in the postseason. But head case, again, like you were talking about with Tyreek Hill, it eventually, many times, snake bites you no matter what. Look at the Chiefs. I don't know that they dumped Tyreek Hill if they didn't think, hey, it's just not worth it. I mean, the negatives outweigh the positives. Now he came out here and lit a big spark all around the Dolphins landscape. But then, as you said, this season, he played 3 games. He's involved. The police incident was more of the 100%. I think I don't know about 100%, but the complicity of Tyreek Hill was minor compared to the incident.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Yeah, I mean that was, and that could have been where his wrist was injured. I mean, I'm no doctor, but I'm speculating that that probably didn't help his chances of surviving the season without injury. You get slammed to the cement like that, Lubie. I mean, big fear of older people, especially on the walk of life, is that you just go down.
Yeah.
And it's down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. But, I don't know what to make of that. I was more interested in what teams might actually do something. Seeing a lot of speculation from the various analysts on ESPN, other sports talk entities about that. And I would say that, this is maybe a shallow, just a knee-jerk reaction. But when I was watching Wembanyama in that All-Star game, I'm thinking, can you discount the Spurs completely? from having a chance to win this thing. They're 13-1, 12 or 13-1.
I mean, they're the second seed, and he is. I don't know. He is the MVP by like a lot. Like, is there anyone else? Like, the numbers he's putting up are freaking insane. And it's their problem is that they're young. Their problem is do people trust a young? They don't have like a lot of veteran leadership. So, do people trust a young team to go through the slog of the NBA playoffs? Because otherwise, the talent's there, the depth's there, the athleticism's there. Like, and he is as good as anyone in the league right now. Like, he's become a top 10 player, if not a top 5. Like, the dude does everything, and he's humble, and he's a team player, and he got through injury and came back. So like, he's fought through stuff. Like, we just forget about them because they've been bad for a few years and they're really young, but they're really good.
You got your man, Stephon Castle. He's acquitted himself very well since being a high draft pick. And yeah, I mean, in there with a shot. And I guess tomorrow when they come back, the NBA, you have the Pistons traveling to the Madison Square Garden, take on the New York Knicks. So that might be, I don't know how much weight you put in any NBA regular season game coming out of the All-Star break. You would think everybody's in pretty good shape and ready to go. And we'll see if that's any kind of indicator or whether you believe it is, depending on how the game is contested, of whether or not. Hard to believe, but the Pistons somehow are a sleeper team in this equation. At least according to, I mean, you just don't hear people talking about them as coming out of the East as the champions. Everybody's on the Cleveland Cavaliers now, and Celtics are debating what to do with Jason Tatum if he comes back. Isn't that weird where you're rooting for the guy not to be healthy so you don't have a problem? And he's supposedly your best player, big superstar. All right, we're getting out of here. Thanks, Lubie. Always a pleasure. Tony Segreto, Ed Garcia. We thank them for joining us here on the show. We'll see you tomorrow. A little trivia challenge, I think, with Dave Gurgles Gurgley might be on tap, so you can compete for the distinction of being a champion here on the program. And we will champion your cause and encourage your selection into the Trivia Challenge Hall of Fame. All right, we'll see you next time as we leave you know that.
The time.
I can't believe what a chick magnet this guy is at 86. It really is incredible to watch. It's 9:04.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Look what they brought